The early 20th century was a time of great power rivalry in Europe. Germany, newly unified and ambitious, sought to assert its place on the world stage. Mobilization transformed a nation geared towards peace into a mighty war machine. Involved recalling millions of reservists, retooling factories, and redirecting the economy towards war. This colossal undertaking, meticulously planned, had profound consequences for the entire 20th century. The German mobilization showcased the effectiveness of the Prussian military tradition. However, this efficiency came at a price, escalating tensions and contributing to the outbreak of a wider European conflict. To truly understand German mobilization, one must delve deeply into its rich and complex historical context. Germany, as a unified nation-state, was a relatively new entity on the European map, having only come together in the late 19th century. For centuries, the German-speaking lands had been fragmented into a patchwork of kingdoms, duchies, and principalities, each with its own distinct identity and governance. This fragmented landscape changed dramatically in the 19th century with the rise of Prussian power, which sought to unify these disparate regions. Under the strategic leadership of Otto von Bismarck, Prussia embarked on a series of wars that ultimately culminated in the unification of Germany in 1871. The newly forged German Empire, with Prussia at its helm, emerged as a formidable power in Europe, both militarily and economically. Bismarck pursued a cautious and calculated foreign policy, aiming to secure Germany's position through diplomacy and strategic alliances with other European powers. However, Bismarck's successors were less adept at navigating the intricate web of European diplomacy, leading to increased tensions. Kaiser Wilhelm II, who ascended to the throne in 1888, was impulsive and eager to assert Germany's place in the sun, often through aggressive posturing. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand in 1914 provided the spark that ignited the powder keg of European tensions, leading to the outbreak of World War I. Crucial to Germany's war preparations was the mobilization of its industrial and economic might. Germany possessed a formidable industrial infrastructure, particularly in coal and steel production. Upon the declaration of war, the German economy underwent a rapid transformation to a war footing. Factories switched production from consumer goods to military hardware. The intricate network of railways played a crucial role in transporting troops and supplies to the front lines. However, this rapid mobilization led to shortages of food and other essential goods for the civilian population. As the war dragged on, food shortages and economic hardship fueled social unrest and undermined morale on the home front. At the heart of German military strategy lay the Schlieffen Plan, meticulously designed to secure a swift and decisive victory in a two-front war. The plan envisaged a lightning strike through Belgium, bypassing the heavily fortified French defenses and encircling Paris within a matter of weeks. The Schlieffen Plan was a bold and audacious gamble, relying heavily on speed, surprise, and the critical assumption that Russia would take several weeks to mobilize its vast army. The plan called for the bulk of the German army to be concentrated in the west, leaving only a small force to hold off the Russian advance in the east. However, it underestimated the fierce Belgian resistance, which bought crucial time for the French and British forces to reinforce their defensive positions. When the German advance encountered stiffer and more organized resistance than anticipated, the meticulously planned timetable began to unravel, throwing the entire strategy into disarray and chaos. The German war effort was orchestrated by key figures who played pivotal roles in shaping the conflict. At the helm stood Kaiser Wilhelm II, the impulsive monarch responsible for Germany's entry into war. Leading the German military were seasoned generals, including Helmut von Moltke the Younger, who faced a complex conflict. The Schlieffen Plan, which Moltke implemented, proved ill-suited to modern warfare. Among the most influential figures was Erich Ludendorff, a brilliant but ruthless general who rose to prominence. Ludendorff and Paul von Hindenburg masterminded Germany's victory over Russia at the Battle of Tannenberg in 1914. The outbreak of World War I in August 1914 unleashed a conflict of unprecedented scale and ferocity. The German army surged into Belgium, determined to execute the Schlieffen Plan. The initial German advance was swift and brutal, but soon bogged down in the face of resistance. The Battle of the Marne in September 1914 proved pivotal, halting the German advance. The war on the Western Front settled into a bloody stalemate, characterized by trench warfare and artillery barrages. Battles like Verdun and the Somme became synonymous with unimaginable carnage. Millions of men were fed into the meat grinder of the Western Front, with little to show for their sacrifice. The impact of mobilization on German society was profound and far-reaching. The entire nation was geared towards the war effort, with millions of men donning the uniform and marching off to war. Women entered the workforce in droves, taking up jobs in factories, offices, and hospitals. The initial wave of patriotic fervor gave way to disillusionment and war weariness. The horrors of the trenches shattered the illusion of glorious warfare. The German government resorted to increasingly authoritarian measures to maintain order and suppress dissent. The war transformed German society, leaving an enduring legacy of trauma, division, and disillusionment. The German mobilization of 1914 triggered a chain reaction, dragging Europe towards World War I. The speed and scale of German mobilization escalated tensions and made war more likely. The Schlieffen Plan forced the hand of Great Britain, which had treaty obligations to defend Belgian neutrality. The German invasion of Belgium outraged public opinion in Great Britain, making it politically impossible to remain neutral. On August 4, 1914, Great Britain declared war on Germany, transforming a continental conflict into a global conflagration. The war that followed shattered the existing European order, leaving an enduring legacy of trauma and division. The German mobilization of 1914 stands as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of unchecked militarism, a force that propelled the world into one of its darkest chapters. The speed and efficiency of German mobilization contributed significantly to the escalation of tensions, leading to the outbreak of a wider European conflict that would engulf the entire continent. The war that followed shattered the illusion of glorious warfare, replacing it with the grim reality of trench warfare and unimaginable carnage, forever altering the perception of war. The German mobilization had a profound and lasting impact on the entire course of the 20th century, influencing political, social, and economic landscapes across the globe. The lessons of German mobilization remain relevant today, reminding us of the importance of diplomacy, peaceful solutions, and the need to avoid the pitfalls of aggressive militarism. The events of 1914 serve as a cautionary tale, reminding us of the fragility of peace and the imperative to prevent history from repeating itself, ensuring a more stable and peaceful future for all.